I think I'll stick with the Shredder for now. So we haven't found any of our objectives so far, but like I said, this level is pretty damn big, so don't be worried just yet. It's very likely that you haven't even reached the first area that actually contains one of the objectives. Luckily for us, I already have the guide up and going on my phone, so let me just have a quick look. We already picked up the nuke piece, so we went through the warp. And it says within this new area, we should be able to find the Whispers ability. So let's see if we can find it. It says something about jumping a chasm and killing a soldier. Let's see if we can find the said chasm. Yeah, you die. You die, we don't need you. Well, this definitely looks like a chasm of sorts, if you ask me. And I believe this elevator pad will bring you back for your backtracking needs. Oh, there's that. There they are. There are the soldiers. Here be soldiers. Oh, straight in the kisser. Oh, that didn't do shit. It did help, however. The teleport pad. The elevator pad is now actually moving back and forth to let you move around this place. I believe down there's a bottomless pit. However, later on we'll be able to find a very similar chasm which actually does not have a bottomless pit, but rather has water, which I think we'll have to go through. Most two mites were completely passive, but I think if they see you, they will actually attack. This area allows you to heal up, it seems. Some things have been spawning back and forth. Now, as you can see, there are 3 paths that you can take. However, 2 of them are rather steep. One of them you can jump down, but you won't be able to make a comeback. And the other one, you can't make the jump, it's too far. You may need to find a switch to make them operational. Oh! We got... Oh, look at that! Look at that mess. Jesus. And it was still blowing and everything. I don't even know what the hell we put in those things. But it's pretty safe to say it's nothing short of dangerous. I don't think there's any more holes that you can find in this. So yeah, we got ourselves quite a situation brewing in here. Let's have a quick look, quick one over, see if... Okay, this is not a pathway we can take. And this is not a pathway we can take. Not surprising at all. If you can't open one of the doors because for some reason you're just not quite close enough to it, that's okay. It probably means that there's a force field right behind it, or maybe right in front of it. It seems like none of the pathways are open. Was there anything to open up in this hole, actually? No, there was just a force field to take down, but that's about it. Well, some sort of a generator, but it said force field down, so it's hard to say. You can't reach that, but you can go down here. And there's a switch. I believe it'll bring us back. Hit the switch and you'll be greeted with a closed door and mites. Lots and lots of mites! But not the kind that you can eat, not the marmites. Is that all of them? Yes, once the door opens up, it's all of them. But luckily for you, hitting that switch was actually a good idea. It turned on the teleporter pad again. That one is still closed. I think if you use the jump trick to jump in midair, you could still make through. But I wouldn't put your hopes on it. However, one of these passages is already open wide for us. So, not a big issue. However, we didn't get to see anything in this pathway, so... waste of time. More passageways though. Wow, look at all these mites. I'm glad that the mantids don't actually talk, because it would have ruined their insectoid nature for me, and probably for a lot of other people. Because when I think of highly intelligent evil alien insects, I don't think of them as being capable of communication with humans, or at least not capable of communication without some kind of special utilities. Because in this case, the mantids being able to talk with Turok, that would be really fucking weird. Sure, they have the technology to pull it off, I suppose, but why would they? They are already working for Primogen. They have no reason to talk. Ah, here we go. This is actually working now. That means we have to go here. And that's another cerebral bore, in case you need it. Yeah, the shredder is working very nicely in here. Highly appreciated. Let's check up here first. As usual, we first have to pick up a sacred eagle feather before we can actually offer it to the talisman chamber to get the abilities from it. In this case, we're going to get the Whispers ability, which allows us to see shafts of air which we can use to float up and down. They call those shafts just like ancient spirits or whatever, but I don't believe that. It's a shaft of air, which is normally invisible unless you have the ability to see them and make use of them. Pretty much the same deal as with the Eye of Truth, but the Eye of Truth just shows hidden pathways, which, by the way, we will need for the last level. I think it's a mandatory power to actually beat the last level, but don't quote me on that. I don't remember. Well, doesn't this look useful? Good thing I went here first, right?
Activated.
It's a good thing that I checked out the other pathways first before going elsewhere. You know, like a good Turok player would do. Stop hitting me! Jeez, that hurts.
You have found a sacred eagle feather.
But you found a sacred eagle feather, provided you survived that. You probably did, and with more health than I did. And if you didn't, well, don't be ashamed, cause, well, it's a very difficult level, this one. Some people would say that the last level is the most difficult one, but I don't really agree with that. Okay, that's an exit. Let's mark that on the map. I can hear you floating in midair with your jetpack. Oh, you're here. Okay, well, I think I got him. Where'd he go? There he went. Stupid bastard. Oh, wait a minute. We're back to where we were. Well, would you look at that? Did you hear that? That sounded like a warp portal. Alright, I figured out where we need to go simply by looking at the guide and then slapping myself in the face for being a dumbass. Okay, since we got everything sorted out already, what we need to do is take this pad, backtrack a little bit, go back to where that soldier was sitting right here, and then turn left. There was a force field here, now there is not. Oh, Jesus. Now I feel stupid. And look at that. Our good old talisman chamber is waiting for us. Give me the whispers. He's got the whispers.
The spirits grant you the Whisperer's Talisman. With this talisman, you call upon ancient voices to lift you over areas that may not be crossed otherwise.
And now we have access to the whispers. We can now call, like Talset has said, upon the ancient spirits to lift us to places which are otherwise inaccessible. Now to find our way out. And spoiler alert, I don't remember where to go. Fucking hell. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Alright, so I know exactly where to go. Thank you, guide. By the way, here's a funny thing about guides, which I think you'll find very useful. It doesn't matter which version of the guide you're looking up. Like if you're looking up a PC guide or an N64 version guide, because they're all identical in that matter. The two game versions are only different in the cheats that they use, and if I'm not mistaken, in the music quality, music and sound quality. That's it. That's their only difference. Cheats and music, sound, and maybe graphics quality. And here's that fucking word that I completely forgot about. Good thing we didn't go through it yet, because that was a good idea. Oh! Unlike that, the walking through the corridor blindly without looking at the sides. That was a terrible idea, and try not to do that. I know you're somewhere out here, monster. Where are you? Come on, you. Oh, here's the back. Well, here's one of the bastards. And there's more. I think it's time to switch to the cannon. Laying some siege fire. Some suppressing fire. Doesn't seem to help much. Because her shots seem to home in on me. What the hell? What kind of laser rifle homes in? So stupid. Stop hitting me, for fuck's sake. What the hell's... Oh no! This is bad. Why does everything have to be blowing up? Oh, bastard. Getting caught by two soldiers is the worst thing that can happen to you.
9 lives remain.
Doesn't matter if you have explosive weaponry or not. I suppose we could try a trick. Okay, it's empty. Well, that was a waste. Open up. We'll just try burning the bastards to death. Exterminate the fire! With flammable liquids. Well, that took care of it. Now then.
Full health.
From the areas where these bastards emerged, you can find useful items. Some ammunition, some health, some life force. Make sure to check these areas out and pick up whatever you find most useful. And once you are done with that, proceed. Before we do so, however, let me have a quick look at the guide. Just a quick one. Okay, in this area we're supposed to find yet another level 6 key. And if I am not mistaken, yes I am not, this will be our last level 6 key. And we want that. Because then we won't have to worry about level keys anymore. Besides the Primogen keys, but those are always in set locations and they're fairly easy to find. It's just a matter of getting to them. And they all require those special abilities from the talismans which we have been collecting so far. Look at that, that's not even a computer, that's just a pump. Oh! And that's what I get for bad-mouthing an ancient alien, advanced alien computer. I get attacked by fucking mites. Surprisingly enough, mites will be the least damaging enemy of all of the level. If anything, you'll be worrying about the drones most of the time, and soldiers, because they are the ones that hurt. Oh, if you need to heal up and restock for ammunition, Adon is here to help you, unless you already used it up. In which case, sucks to be you. Yeah, the Shredder is awesome in this level, actually. If you have it, use it. And if you don't have it, how the hell did you miss it? There's been like 6 of them already, if not more. This level also introduces a very weird thing, and that is climbable sludge. Now there's been other things that you can climb on in other levels. First it was the ladders, then it was pegs of indescribable nature, which we first saw in the Lair of the Blind Ones, of course. Now we have some sort of climbable sludge that you can make use of, and I don't really know what to think of it. It's just sludge that you can climb up on. Wait, I've been there already, and that's where we can be in right now. Look at that. That beam actually outright bounces the laser off. That's ridiculous. So I guess we go through here then, because there's nowhere else to go. Ah, here's that aforementioned chasm that I was talking about, the one full of water. Doesn't matter that it's full of water, it's also full of bugs. Now, as far as I'm aware, the bugs do not swim entirely. I think it would actually be a bad idea for them to swim. However, they do have a few platforms that you have to watch out. Oh, pink flesh, what the hell? Yeah, the soldiers will be standing on the platforms, and while we do appear to have plenty of goodies, I would not recommend going after them. It's mostly life force and maybe some ammo. I mean, you could go for the ammo, but the rest, I don't think it's really worth the trouble. Doesn't matter though, in terms of whether or not you should kill the soldiers, because the answer will always be yes. Kill those bastards before they kill you. Basically, the idea is never let the soldiers get the chance to shoot at you, because they will take it and they will make the most of it. Not yet. The trippy vortex tunnel is not where we need to be right now. In fact, I'm not entirely certain where we need to be, but I do believe we need to dive into the shit. So if you still have your torpedo launcher, time to swim. Now here's a good thing about the torpedo launcher. If you have at least one rocket still available to you, you can swim with it. So make sure you don't squander all of the ammunition, or maybe not squander, maybe use it in self-defense, but make sure not to use up all of the ammunition, because that'll make the torpedo launcher completely inaccessible to you. Now that would have been enough for me, but I wanted to shoot the bastard. There's some health in here to pick up as well, in case you need it. But that's about it. There's nothing else to find in here as far as I'm aware. I think you may be able to find a few more platforms where the enemy soldiers are still alive. But knocking them out of the platforms is not that difficult, as you can see. With a shredder, everything is possible. Yes, stay there, you son of a bitch. Drawn in your petulant blood. That was quite edgy. Why am I making sounds like I'm waiting for water? That was odd.